It just means that it doesn't consume us. And I think something that I've seen within, living with chronic illnesses is that if you live in grief and allow it to consume you, you physically are not as healthy. And that is something that I have had to focus on. I can have joy in my grief, and it doesn't mean that I'm not in pain. It doesn't mean that I'm not struggling trying to navigate my day to day. What it means is that I'm not allowing it to consume me. And I think the effects on my body because of that is better. Like, my outcome physically is better because I'm not holding on to the weight of the world. I'm not holding on to things that I can't control. And something that I've learned, and I'm not sure how much of this is in the book, but I think it is that, and we talk about the controlling what's in our mind, but what I can only control what I put in my mind and in my body. And if I put that joy and I put that mindset of healing and I put that in front of me as like, I'm not going to let this stop me today. It might limit me a little bit, but it's not going to stop me. It's not going to stop me from living. And if I put that mindset there, my body will follow that to the best of its ability. We will have limitations, but it'll follow in the best of my ability. And I'm not going to hold it. Tension and stress and anger and negativity, if we hold on to that, our bodies feel it. And I know that for me personally,
Absolutely.
that has been a huge part of it, right? We as humans have the ability to let it go and work through it, or we hold it. And that's I think part of the biggest part of healing physically is knowing that there are things you can't control and then there are things that you can. But thinking about not having to hold the weight of the world will help you in that.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the book talks about thinking loops. And so what we try to say is that our baseline state should always be joy, because that's who we are, and our thoughts should be programmed to give that constant joy. In fact, if I don't have that, I have to actually go through a thinking loop and figure out what it is that's bothering me and fix it, because it's just a matter of looking. It's a simple thought that needs to be adjusted. So I'll be like, why is it that I suddenly felt bad about XYZ? And then I'll be like, okay, back it up, and how do we fix it? And that's this. So a thinking loop is how our minds are programmed, and they occur years and years since you're kids. It's how you're born. It's like somebody says something, and all of a sudden, like a domino, triggers a sad thought. You see something, or you hear something, or who knows what is, taste something, and now you have a sensation that's triggering a thought. It's usually situation. Maybe it could be at work or at home, and it dominoes into that. So suddenly you get into a loop. And it's important to journal these, or to think about it, and to really train your mind, say, what is it that bothers me? And so if there's an external event that does that constantly, that stuff needs to be deleted. It's like a weed. You have to take it out. And it's a practice, a discipline. Every day I do that. So joy is your main, should be your constant state all the time. And I know there's grief and there's stuff like that, and that's understood. It's understandable. Like, everyone goes through it.